cycling and distance running champion, triathlon winner, and coach. All those describe 1987 Jesuit high grad Paul Thomas. Paul grew up in Rancho Cordova and began running as a schoolboy at Walnutwood Elementary. As a fifth grader, he created quite the buzz when running the nation's fourth fastest time, 4 minutes 35 seconds in the 1,500-meter run, and also turned in a 4:58 mile that same year. After starring for Mitchell Cross Country, Paul made an immediate impact as a Jesuit freshman, turning in a 15:08 in the 3-mile event at the Clovis Invitational. Paul's junior year was highlighted with a national record in the distance medley relay, where Paul was joined by Eric and Mark Masteler and Dan Cahill to run a 9:53 at UC Davis. And on that very same track, Paul Thomas and the Masteler duo swept the 3,200-meter run at the section meet. As a senior, Paul Thomas cemented himself as the area's top distance runner and one of the best in the nation. He set a Jesuit record of 4:08 in the mile. In April of that year, Paul raced to victory in the 3,200-meter run at the Arcadia Invitational with a time of 8 minutes 53.92 seconds. Wow! And at the state meet in June, Thomas won the 3,200-meter race in 9 minutes 2.82 seconds, a race deemed perhaps his best ever performance. He was also 1987's fastest indoor miler at 4:12.24. After Jesuit, it was on to the University of Arkansas, and all Paul did was play a key role in delivering 4 NCAA track championships to the Razorbacks. Paul's school running career drew to a close, but he had an inside edge from the time he was a kid. Here's the quick story. Paul Thomas had a paper route every Wednesday morning, 250 houses. For 9 years, Paul Thomas delivered the Rancho Cordova grapevine on his bicycle, rain or shine. The training was invaluable and portended to a new career, cycling. In fact, quick aside, Paul and his family won several Epi's Great Race triathlons, with, of course, Paul taking on the nearly 6-mile running leg of the race. And it wasn't long before Paul mastered his new sport. And today, at 54 years young, Paul Thomas continues to compete and coach younger cyclists. He's won major races in several U.S. cities, including 11 Arizona State Pro Bike Racing titles and the Criterium. Over the years, Paul has competed alongside many of the greats, such as Lance Armstrong, and just a few weeks ago, Paul and famed cyclist Floyd Landis teamed up in the 140-mile U.S. gravel bike race. Paul and his wife Noreen Carey call Tucson, Arizona home, and you're likely to find these two either training or competing together in the next race, which always seems to be right around the corner. Says Paul, Rancho Cordova was an amazing place to grow up. The Dewey Guerreras, Kevin Wilhites, and Max Millers were all an inspiration to me. Paul Thomas, welcome home, and congratulations on your induction into the Rancho Cordova Sports Hall of Fame.